こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。質問があれば、私に聞いてください. Greetings, everyone. Today we're studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to ask me. We're continuing with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
怪獣じゃないもん。さっきの夢の話やけどな。さくらには多少なりとも魔力があるさかい。その夢はな、予知夢かもしれん。予知夢？その中国服のやつと近い将来会うかもしれんちゅうこっちゃ。
その中国服のやつと
その中国服のやつと近い将来会うかもしれんちゅうこっちゃ。
let's see. Okay, その中Chugoku Fuku, I'm not sure why it's translated like this, but okay. Chikai Shorai. Oh, that's the kanji for Shorai. Okay. Let's see. Chikai Shorai, near future. Yeah, Chikai is near, essentially. Near, okay, yeah. And then Shorai is, it's, there are two words for future. There's Mirai and Shorai. Mirai tends to be talking about the large-scale future, like a kingdom's futures, or a group of people's futures. Shorai tends to talk about an individual's future. Leader, command, general, okay, come, do next, okay, near. Chikai Shorai, okay, so. Sono chikaku fuku no yatsu to, chikai shorai au kamo shiren, chi, let's see, shiren chu kocha, I believe this is, yeah, this should be something like Toei, that roughly means Toei, if I remember correctly. And then this kocha is, I see, kya is usually for the conditional eba. So cha is definitely for tewa or dewa. So let's see, this first part at least is like that Chinese clothes person's, or in other words, so with that Chinese clothes person's, okay, near future meet, so in other words, where you meet that Chinese clothes person in the near future, I'm not able to know. Or in other words, I wonder if you will meet that Chinese clothes person in the near future. So and then let's see, and then chew. So to say that let's see, to say that I wonder. Why would you say chew with that? Explain the grammar of. Let's see. Ao kamo shiren is the Kansai dialect equivalent of standard Japanese ao kamo shirenai. Meaning might. Okay, so might meet, or is it possible that we'll meet? Okay. Kocha. The suffix kocha or kachai at the end of a sentence is a colloquial contraction found in Kansai dialect origin. It derives from kotocha or kotoda, which further contractions of. Let's see, kotoda. Okay. Things matter plus da is. It normalizes the preceding clause, effectively meaning it's a matter of, or simply adding a conversational ending. Equivalent in standard Japanese. Okay, in standard Japanese, this would often be translated as toiyu koto da, or simply kamoshiranai. Okay. So toiyu koto da is like either to say a thing or the said thing, or demonstrative reference. Sona yatsu. Sona chugoku fuku no, the Chinese style clothing. Yatsu, a casual pronoun for thing or person. Okay. So it's person in this case. Adverbial, chigai, shorai, any close or near future translations. Okay. You might meet that Chinese style, Chinese clothed person in the near future. Let's see, the use of meat. Okay. Yatsu is a person. Explain. Chu kocha in more detail. Let's see. The phrase chu kocha is a highly colloquial contraction for the Kansai dialect, specifically Osaka bin that combines two elements. Chu, this is a contracted form of Japanese toiyu, meaning to say or that. In Kansai dialect, it is very common to hear toiyu pronounced as teiyu. Let's see. Teiyu and further shortened to chu. See. Kokcha. This is a contraction of kotoya. Okay, that makes. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, kotoya. Kokcha. Which is the Kansai equivalent of standard Japanese koto da, meaning it's a matter of, or simply serving a conclusive statement. In other words, saying it's a thing or it's a matter of it. Okay. Putting it together, chu kokcha is toiyu plus kotoya, which is okay. Toiyu kokcha or chu. Meaning okay. it essentially means it's a matter of, and it's that, but functions as a very casual, conversational way to end a sentence, often with a sense of explanation, conclusion, or mild assertion. It's frequently used to report what someone said or state a possibility. Let's see, in the original sentence, okay, it translates to, it's a matter of possibility that the person that you might meet that Chinese clothed person in the near future, or more naturally, you might meet that person in the near future, okay. It's important to note that kokcha on its own, as in erai kocha can mean terrible or that's bad, but when combined with chu, it takes on the meaning described above. What is erai kocha? Great, excellent, admirable, commendable, distinguished, high-ranking, awful, terrible. It always sounds very much like a very word, whether that be very good or very bad. Why does the sentence need both chu and kokcha to say it is a matter of, yeah, that's basically to say it's a thing, essentially, or the said thing. The sentence requires both chu and kokcha because they perform two distinct grammatical functions that, when combined, create the specific concept dialect equivalent of it's a matter of. The story is that they are not redundant, rather they are contractions of a longer standard structure. The phrase chu kokcha is a double contraction of the standard Japanese toiyu koto da. Okay, this replaces toiyu. Okay, it acts as a quotative or definitive marker meaning called or named, or that says. It connects the preceding content with the fact that you might meet. Okay, that you might meet to the noun that follows. Origin: a phonetic slurring of eu to teiyu, chu. Okay, kokcha. This replaces koto da. It normalizes the clause, turning the verb phrase into a thing or matter, and adds the copula. Okay, so koto da. Okay. Why both are necessary. If you remove either part, the grammatical link breaks or the meaning changes. Without chu, it sounds disjointed. You are missing the connector of that or called. It would be like saying in English, it's a matter might meet. You need the that chu to link the possibility to the matter. Okay, without kokcha, this leaves the sentence hanging alone, acting like an adjective or modifier. the one called, okay, it needs a noun to modify. Ending with just two implies that you're about to say what it is called, but you stop short. It is called that. So in other words, it's so it's like saying the said thing about the possibility of meeting in the Chinese clothed person in the near person. Okay, it could be a thing that you might. Okay, so it's basically it is like that with the first taking on more like the said, and then the thing is the latter taking on the thing kind of meaning. Okay. See, so Sononaka. Okay, yeah. Sononaka Chugoku Fuku no Yatsu to Chikai Shorai Ao ka mo shiren Chukocha.
シモン、その中国服のやつと近い将来会うかもしれんちゅうこっちゃ。
さくらさん、遅刻しますよ。
Fujitaka. Okay, so Sakura-san. Sakura-san. Okay. Chikoku shimasu. Chikoku, lateness, tardiness, arriving late. So this comes from slow. Let's see. Osoi, and this comes from engraved, cut fine, chop harsh, mince time, carving. Okay. So Chikoku. So Sakura-san, Chikoku shimasu, or Sakura-san, you're late.
さくらさん、遅刻しますよ。
Oh yeah, Chikoku.
待って待って待って。
Wait.
いってらっしゃい。
Mate. So yeah. So iterashai. This is ite to go, and then rashau, which is I believe to return. In other words, it's saying go return, and it's generally used as what you say back when someone's leaving, like ite kimasu, you're going and coming, essentially, which is what that means. See, what was the word for this? Ite. Iterashai origin. Remember Rashau, or was it Rashau? Maybe that's what it was. Rashau. Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Irashau. That's what it was. Irashau. That's right. The I gets dropped off in there. Yeah. Rusharu. Yeah. Rusharu. To be doing. Okay. Oh, it's a polite way of saying to do, essentially. It's a polite version of sudo. That's what it was. So ite rasai is like doing going and basically acknowledging that you know the person's leaving, while itekimasu is going, coming, and say, which is how you say you're gonna go and come back. That's how you say you're going out for the day. It's always good to remember why things mean what they mean. Iterashai.
いってらっしゃい。
行ってきます。いた、待ってよ。
Ita Mateo. Let's see, I exist. I think that's short for like I exist here. In other words, I'm finally here in past tense. Basically, I think that's supposed to be saying I made it. And then Mateo telling him to wait because even though she's made it, he is still slightly ahead. Let's see. Right. Okay, that's interesting. This translator says "eat" is supposed to be the for like ouch. Did she hit her hand on something or something? No, that I don't think that's a pain cry. The way it's being used. Ita doesn't look like a pain cry. What else could it be? Let's see. The full phrase translates to there you are, I found you. Let's see. Ita, the past tense ita, it signifies the moment of discovery similar to saying was or existed in the past. It's commonly used when you find someone or something you've been looking for. Okay, so it wasn't about her being here, it was about finding him, basically. what would be the full sentence for there you are in Japanese? Japanese using this ita. Let's see. What about so what about anata ga ita? Anyway, so ita basically has a reference in this case of there you are. So ita matte yo.
お前朝飯いっぱい食いすぎなんだよ。
By the way, do you see that backpack that Sakura is wearing? That's like the official going to school backpack, and those things, from what I heard, are ridiculously expensive. There's like all these ridiculous requirements they have to be able to meet. Like I think one of them is like to be able to be used as a flotation device and other stuff like that. Yeah, I've heard like there's this long list of requirements they have to meet, which drives up its price. Let's see, Omai. Let's try to hear it again at least.
お前朝飯いっぱい食いすぎなんだよ。
See, Omai asa me sheep pie. Asa me sheep pie. So I know that supai is a way of saying completely, but if I remember correctly, it's usually how you say completely in a negative context. See, and then asameshi. What is asameshi? Asameshi. Breakfast. So, omae is. Okay, omae, that's probably you in this case. So, yeah, omae, asameshi pie. So, completely breakfast? Let's see. Kui sugi. Oh, this is probably from ku, to eat. But unlike taberu, ku has the connotation of stuff in your face. And then sugi is how you attach it. So when you say too much of an extent, so chisai is small. Chisasugi is, chisai is small. Chisasugi is too small. Oki is tall. okisugi is too tall. But so it's basically this extreme of whatever it's talking about. So ku is to eat. In that case, eating like stuff in your face, kind of eating. But kui sugi is overeating. This is used as a suffix and is related to the word, I believe it's sugiru. Sugiru. To pass through, to pass by. Because in a sense, when you're eating too much, you're passing by what would be considered normal. Hence why it's used for extreme type words. So let's see. Omae asame shippai kusugi nan dayo. So overeating breakfast. Maybe I'm remembering ipai wrong. Let me look into that again. Meishi ipai. Oh, yeah, that's right. The thing I'm thinking about doesn't have this E here. It's just a su. Let me space it. Maybe it'll figure it out. Ipai, 1 cup, 1 glass, 1 bowl, 1 drink. Oh, basically a full of whatever. And this is considered now. So, in other words, asameshi breakfast, eat pie. So, a full breakfast. So, let's see. So, omae asameshi eat pie. Kui sugi nandayo. So, you overate a full breakfast? What? Let's see what the translator says. Okay. You eat way too much breakfast. And if I get rid of eat pie, I see you eat way too much for breakfast versus you ate too much for breakfast. You ate too much for breakfast versus you eat. Okay. Find the grammar of asameshi. This is a colloquial and masculine contraction of asagohan, meaning breakfast. The use of asameshi instead of standard asagohan reinforces the rough and formal tone of the speaker. Ipai, the adverb means a lot, plenty. Oh, it's being used as an adverb here. Yeah, okay, yeah, it can be used as a noun, or meishi can be used as a non-adjective or keiyodoshi, and it can be used as an adverb or fukushi. Fully to capacity, to the maximum, as much. A lot, many. Okay, so it modifies the verb to indicate the extent of the action. Then kusugi, this is a verb form indicating ate too much. It is derived from the verb ku, which is a casual rough synonym for taberu, to eat. Okay, the structure follows the stem kui plus the auxiliary verb sugiru, to exceed, to go beyond, conjugated into the tamaeri stem form to connect to the following adjective. Okay. Wait, to connect to the following adjective. Literally means eating exceeded. Okay, so nandayo. This is a sentence in the structure combining nanoda. Noda and the emphatic yo. Subject asameshi, a lot, ipai, verb, kui, sugi, explanation, emphasis, nan, dayo. Okay, sentences. The entire sentence is a blunt and formal assertion that the listener consumed an exceedingly amount of food at breakfast. What if ipai wasn't in the sentence? How would that change the meaning? Without ipai, the sentence would mean you ate too much for breakfast. The word ipai means a lot or plenty, so its inclusion emphasizes the extent of the overeating. Removing it makes the statement sound less emphatic, but still conveys the amount eaten was excessive. Let's see. Without ipai, could it mean that she just overate a little while? Ipai implies she overate by a lot. Yes, that's correct. Without ipai, the sentence still means you ate too much for breakfast, but it lacks the emphasis on the degree of overeating. With ipai, you ate way too much or a huge amount for breakfast. Okay, so essentially it's like the difference between you ate too much for breakfast versus you ate way too much for breakfast. Where would the drop particles be? See, the particle wa is typically dropped after omae. Okay. The particle wo is commonly omitted after the direct object. And ipai in casual speed. Okay. So the first sentence would be omae wa asameshi wo ipai kusugi nandayo. Interesting. I usually see sentences with the adverb after the wa. So in other words, you ate way too much for breakfast, or omae asameshi ipai 食いすぎなんだよ。
お前朝飯いっぱい食いすぎなんだよ。
だって
あ、ユキ。
Alright, dot tab. It more accurately translates to that said, but and you could think of it for like but, because when you say that said, it can take on the meaning of but. So.
おはよう。ゆうべはいい夢見れた？
Let's see, Yube wa ha yume mireta. Let's see, Yube wa yume mireta, or with particles, it would probably be Yube wa yume wo mireta. See, I believe that's potential form. In other words, were you able? It more literally translates to were you able last night? Were you able to see a good dream? Or in other words, were you able to have it? Did you have a good dream last night? To be able to see, okay. Different words that use la in Japanese. Let's see, if I remember correctly, there's miru, yes. Let's see, mikakeru, a verb meaning to happen to see. Mieru, an intransitive verb meaning to be visible. Miru. Are there any other the words with the only kanji of this? To miru is essential. Other verbs like mieru, to be visible, and miseru, to show. Any more? Okay, so the words are miru. Yeah, miru, mieru. Okay, miru, to see. Mieru, to be visible, and miseru, to show. Which means this mireru is potential form, so able to see. Yube, last night. Okay, so yube wa ii yume mireta.
ゆうべはいい夢見れた？
夢？
あんまいい夢じゃなかったらしいぞ。俺の部屋まですっげえゆ
ゆうべはいい夢見れた？
夢？
あんまいい夢じゃなかったらしいぞ。
ゆうべはいい夢見れた？
夢？
あんまいい夢。
Let's see. Amari I yume ja nakata rashizo. So, okay. So, Amari, remainder. Then let's see. So, let's see. Noun or adverb. So, and a negative sentence is used to mean not very. So, in other words, this Iyume Janakata, which is a contraction of Iyume Dewa Nakata. Nakata, remember, is past tense of Nai. So, in other words, good dream not existent, or there wasn't a good dream. But because it's Amari's with it, you're saying it's not completely 100% negative. It's just not a very good dream. In other words, there's a little bit of goodness to it, but it wasn't very good. And then he's saying Rashi because he didn't experience the dream, so he has to use a word showing that it's from his interpretation that was a bad dream. And then Zo is to emphasize it. It's a stronger version of Yo. So in other words, you could translate it as it was a little good dream, but mostly bad, essentially. So Amari I yume ja nakata. Yeah. Amari I yume ja nakata rashizo.
いい夢見れた？
夢？
あんまいい夢じゃなかったらしいぞ。俺の部屋まですっげえうめき声聞こえてたからな。
Ori no hin mare. Ori no hin. Oh no, ore no heya mare. So let's see. My room. Until maybe I wonder if this is supposed to be like from my room or like until my room. Let's see. Suge umeki goe. And then kikoe teta. So was able to hear. And then kana. Let's say kana, then something mitai. I think the suge is supposed to be like the suge. Yeah, I've heard this in animes, but why is it not translating it? Umeki. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's right. Umeki. To groan, and then so imeku to groan. So umeki goe, a groaning voice. Oh yeah, Sona, that kind of thing. Let's see, Sona. Kanan and Annan. Kore sore. Oh, that's right. Yeah, kanan. This sort of thing. Okay. So this sort of thing. Is it kona or kana? Kona. Kana. Sona. Anna. Oh, it's kona sona Anna. Uh, something. Okay. Kaiju monster. Suspicious animal beast. Mitai. Something like. So some kind of this kind of monster. Let's see. Explain the grammar of a huge road sound was heard all the way to my room, man. It was like something out of a monster movie. Oh, that's right. That's why Mata is being used. Because we're talking about the sound going all the way until the room. We're talking about the path along the way. Okay. Not necessary in saying it. The sound doesn't travel to the room. It was just up into the path. So it was focusing more on the path. That's why I use Mate. Now. Let's see. Urino. Let's see. Urino. Urino Heya Mare. As far as my room. All the way to my room. Let's see. Explain. Suge, which I think is just amazing. And Kanna. Suge is a very informal slang contraction of sugoi, meaning amazing, incredible, intense. It originates in the Kanto dialect, especially Tokyo, where the sound oi sound in sugoi becomes e. So go becomes ge, and e becomes e. Okay, suge. And the su intensifies it, making suge even more emphatic, like super or freaking awesome. It's commonly used in casual speech, especially among younger people. Kana. at the end of the sentence is likely a contraction of kara na, combining kara because and na masculine, explanatory sentence ending particle. Kana adds emphasis and explanation. Like it's because or you know why, okay, yeah. So it gives a tone of stating the obvious or drawing a conclusion. You could hear insane moans all way to the room, right? Okay, obviously because it was like a monster movie. Now this is different from the classical kakari joshi ka seen in old Japanese, which is unrelated to modern casual speech. So they're thinking this is karana. Where are you getting the translation of monster movie? It just says monster-like. Yeah, the kaiju literally means strange beast. It's commonly translated as monster in general context. Okay. In your sentence, kaiju mitai na modifies the implied source of moaning sounds compared to a monster in terms of intensity or eeriness. So, like a monster is a direct and accurate translation based on. Okay. So you sure the kana is just kara na? Yeah, okay. You sure the kana is just kara na? Why would the na sentence ending particle be there when the sentence doesn't appear to end? You write a question that the kana in this context is not simply of kara na. Upon closer inspection, is more likely a colloquial sentence ending particle combination used for emphasis, possibly blending ka and na, or even kashira na, even though it's less likely here. Okay. Casual spoken Japanese, especially in dialects or informal male speech, endings like kana appear as a rhetorical emphatic tag similar to dayo na, right or isn't it? Or daro na, or ke koto ka, okay? The kana functions as a rhetorical tag, turning the statement into something like, you could hear insane moaning all the way to my room, right? You know? It was like a monster, okay? It is not standard grammatical form, but rather slangy spoken emphasis common in dialogue or internet speech. Think of it as adding, as you know what I mean, tone. So this is two sentences then. It's one sentence, not two. Main clause, 俺の部屋まで suge umeki goe kikoete takana. You could hear insane moaning all the way to my room, right? And then kaiju mitai na, like a monster, modifying the implied source of the sound. The kana at the end is a colloquial emphatic sentence ending particle, likely a contraction of. But wow, this AI is just arguing with itself. In this sentence is the kana from karana or kana the kana is most likely a contraction of karana. Here's why, okay. The sentence isn't ending though. Isn't the kata extending it to the second clause? No, the kana does not extend the sentence to the second clause. It ends the first clause. Okay, yeah, that would be in one sentence. Okay, blah is one sentence, but kaiju mitai na is a fragment. It's a descriptive phrase, not a full clause. I could hear some really loud moaning coming from my room. It sounded like a monster or something. Okay. Well, we know the gist of it. Whether it's one or two sentences, I'll have to do more research on that. So, let's hear how he says it, though.
あんまいい夢じゃなかったらしいぞ。俺の部屋まですっげえうめき声聞こえてたからな。怪獣みたいな。
お兄ちゃん。
Okay, he says it as two sentences, so it's probably meant as two sentences.
すっげえうめき声聞こえてたからな。
そう。俺の部屋まだすげえうめき声聞こえてた。かなんあ、怪獣みたいな。
いい夢じゃなかったらしいぞ。俺の部屋まですっげえうめき声聞こえてたからな。怪獣みたいな。
お兄ちゃん、
怖い夢だったの？
声聞こえてたからな。怪獣みたいな。
お兄ちゃん、
怖い夢。
怖い夢だったの? Or was it a scary dream?
怪獣みたいな。
お兄ちゃん。
怖い夢だったの？
いえ、というより変な夢だったんです。
夢だったの？
いえ、というより。
じゃあ、家、遠いより。Let's see. This is probably a more casual way of saying no because normally it's ie, not ie, because ie is house, but that makes no sense in this context, so. Let's see. Toiu, so the said. No, okay, less than. Let's see. Let's see. This Toiu yori, let's see. Henna yume datan desu. I think she's trying to say no, the dream was more strange. Yeah, they clearly mean this EA, not this EA. So does it mean like it was more strange than what was said? Let's see. No, actually, it was just a weird dream. Let's see. Explain the grammar of. See, toyu yori, a grammar point meaning rather than, or more accurately, it is used to correct or refine a preceding statement. So, Hinna yume dattan desu. It was a strange dream. Okay. The user likely encountered, let's see, towaie, and such as towaie, hinna yume datte, even though it was strange themes. See, this is grammatically incorrect. Okay, let's see. Towaie must follow a clause now. Proceed the adjective directly in this way. Correct usage. Towaie. Let's see. Oh, I see. So, toiu yori, so less than what was said. In other words, rather than what was said. So, ie toiu yori hinna na yume dattan desu.
いえ、というより変な夢だったんです。
へえ、予知夢っていうのがあるんだよね。へえ、予知夢。
yochimuっていうの、okay, いうのがあるんだよね。あるんだよね。So, let's see. To say a premonition, have premonition. Oh yes, really? Hey. See, yochimu, precognitive dream. Okay. Let's see, this translator thinks it's saying, so there really is such a thing as prophetic dreams, huh? I don't think that's what he's saying. Yochimu, okay. Which way? This is translated as Yochime. What did he say?
いえ、というより変な夢だったんです。
へえ、予知夢っていうのがあるんだよね。
Okay, it sounds more like mood. Yeah, yochimu te iu no ga arun da yo ne. colloquial contraction of Toyu, which means to say or call. So A tsuteyu B means be called a. Okay, so garu, this is standard existential construction for inanimate objects or abstraction concept. Garu indicates existence or presence of the subject mark. Combined with the previous part, precognitive dreams exist, or there is such a thing as precognitive dreams. Okay, that makes more sense. Let's see. Okay, yochimuっていうのがあるんだよね。Why is Toyu in it? See, the sentence uses Toyu no to refer to a concept generality. The thing called okay, so in other words, instead of just saying precognitive dreams, you're saying the thing called precognitive dreams. They precognitive dreams, they exist. Okay, so yochimuっていうのがあるんだよね。
へえ、予知夢っていうのがあるんだよね。
ケロちゃんが言ってたのと同じ。
あ、ケロちゃんが言ってたのと同じ。So iteta, so what we're saying okay, and this no on the end probably just turns it into a noun. Like the whole phrase, instead of being like a verb of was saying, it's like a noun was saying. So iteta no. So with the same with the said thing, it's the same. So Kira-chan said the same thing essentially. So in other words, with the said thing, it's the same. So Kira-chan が言ってたのと同じ。
予知夢っていうのがあるんだよね。
ケロちゃんが言ってたのと同じ。
実は僕も今日ね、予知夢見たよ。
ケロちゃんが言ってたのと同じ。
実は僕も今日ね。
実は僕も
だよね。
ケロちゃんが言ってたのと同じ。
実は僕も今日ね、予知夢見たよ。実は僕も今日ね、予知夢見たよ。
今日実は OK 僕も去年So let's see, I also so something let's see, I also today Yochi mu mita. So I think it's supposed to be like truly I also had a prophetic dream. See, Jitsu. Okay, yeah, Jitsu. Okay, Jitsu. As a matter of fact, by the way, so truth, reality, Jitsu. So in other words, it's like saying, in truth, I also had a prophetic dream. Which, as you know, in English would get used very similar to as a matter of fact. Yochimu mita. Yochimu mita yo. Okay. Jitsu wa boku mo kyou ne yojimu. Okay. Yojimu. Yochimu. Jitsu wa boku mo kyou ne yochimu mita yo.
実は僕も今日ね、予知夢見たよ。朝ごはんがね、焼き魚の夢だったんだ。朝ごはんがね。
See, asagohan ga ne. So as for breakfast.
焼き魚の夢だったんだ。
いや。
実は僕も今日ね、予知夢見たよ。朝ごはんがね、焼き魚。
Yakisakana? I think. Let's see. Yakisakana no yume datanda. Yeah. Oh. Oh yeah, the sub becomes the yakisakana. Grilled fish. That's right, and yaku's to cook. To burn, to roast, to boil, to heat up. So it gets used in a cooking sense, whether it's roasting it, heating it, okay. Yaku. Yeah, this is the same yaku, by the way, that in the words like takiyaki. What was it, squid? Let's see, takiyaki. That was, oh, takoyaki. Takoyaki. Octopus dumplings. Which is very rubbery, by the way. Don't know how people like that stuff. So, takoyaki. So, asagohan ga ne yakizakana no yume data na. So, for breakfast, there was going to be grilled fish. So, 朝ごはんがね、や、焼き魚の夢だったんだ。So, for breakfast, I dreamed there was going to be a grilled fish.
予知夢見たよ。朝ごはんがね、焼き魚の夢だったんだ。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、魚の夢だったんだ。そしたら本当に
So Shitara. So if that's the case, or from that, but from that in a more of if sense, like one depends on the other a little more, and it's not just a chronological changing. So Shitara, honto ni, see, osakana ga, dete kitande. So truly, if that's the case, truly fish coming out. Exit come out, yeah. So let's see, that means oh, and then a fish actually appeared. That's right. Coming out could also mean like appearing, that's right. So shitara honto ni o sakana ga dete kitande. Explain the grammar of this. Let's see. Inde, a casual contraction of node. Node is a casual conjunction meaning because or since. Using inde instead of kara or node makes the tone softer and more conversational. It often implies the speaker is providing a reason for the current situation. Or explaining a background fact to the listener. Okay, so in other words, he's using node at the end because it's the reason for like his whole statement earlier of having the prophetic dream. This is just so nde is just short for node. Okay, so shitara honto ni osakana ga dete kitande.
朝ごはんがね、焼き魚の夢だったんだ。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯もおかわりしちゃった。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯もおかわりしちゃった。
Let's see. Gohan. Oh, that's right. It can mean meal. Okay, that's right. I mean rice or it can mean meal. Let's see, Gohan, Roku.
魚の夢だったんだ。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯もおかわりしちゃった。
Oh, Roku Hai. Okay. I believe Hai is the counter word for flat objects. I think it means like plates. A counter for cupfuls, bowlfuls, spoonfuls. And then okawari, another helping, suited verb, okay, noun or meishi. And then shichata is shite, shite shimata. Let's see. 6, and then so the meal had 6, ended up having 6 more helpings. Oh, that's right. That thing they started in the other episodes about how much Yuki eats. And then as for the meal, there was another 6 more helping. There ended up being another 6 more helpings. As high as helpings in this case. Like if you think of each bowl as a helping, so another 6 more helpings. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to mean rice in this context. I think it's supposed to mean meal. Explain the grammar of this. Oh, that's right. It's pronounced as, it's not pronounced as Roku Hai, but rope Ropai. O kaeri shichata. Okay. Contraction of o kaeri o shite shimata. Refill or second, a polite noun meaning refill or second helping, formed by the honorific prefix o and kaeri, return. Oh, they just used a different kanji. I didn't recognize it for its kanji. This is just... Wait, this is kaiwari, though. Kawaru, to succeed. To take the place of, to substitute, to be exchanged, to exchange. So you're exchanging for a bowl, an empty bowl for a full one, aka another serving, I guess. Kawaru. Oh, kawari. Okay.
魚な夢だったんだ。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯もおかわりしちゃった。
So
朝ごはんが
and then then there was fish, and so I had another 6 helpings.
ね、焼き魚な
And
夢だったんだ。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯もおかわりしちゃった。 実は僕なんだ。そしたら本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯
gohan ropai mo okawari shichatta.
魚な夢だったんだ。そしたら 本当にお魚が出てきたんで、ご飯6杯もおかわりしちゃった。
Chaimu, or the chime.
ご機嫌ですわね、さくらちゃん。
6杯もおかわりしちゃった。
ご機嫌ですわね、さくらちゃん。
Gokigen deswa. Gokigen deswa ne Sakura-chan. Well, greetings, Sakura-chan. If I remember correctly, Gokigen has the context of safety to it. Sort of like Okiyotsukete. Kigen, humor, temper, safety, health, well-being. Let's see. You seem to be in a good mood, Sakura-chan. Oh, okay. I think it's being used to be mood in this case. Gokigen desu wa ne, Sakura-chan. So you're in a good mood. Gokigen desu wa ne, Sakura-chan.
ご機嫌ですわね、さくらちゃん。
Let's see. 5, 6, 7, almost 8. So I guess maybe that's supposed to be 8:25 in the morning.
ご機嫌ですわね、さくらちゃん。学校までゆきとさんと一緒だったの。
学校までYuki-kan. Okay. 学校までYukito-sanと一緒だったの. So until the school, I got to be with Yukito-san. In other words, I was with Yuki. I was able to go to school with Yukito san today, or was able to travel with Yukito-san today. So 学校までYukito-sanと一緒だったの。
さくらちゃん、学校までゆきとさんと一緒だったの。それは良かったですね。
それは良かったですわね。So I'm glad for that.
ですわね、さくらちゃん。学校までゆきとさんと一緒だったの。それは良かったですね。あ、これもらっちゃったんだ。あ、これもらっ
これもらっちゃったんだ。So I ended up being able to receive this. So kore this morachata is moratte, or connective form of to receive, and then shimata ended up. So I ended up being able to receive this. Kore morachata ne chatanda.
一緒だったの。それは良かったですね。あ、これもらっちゃったんだ。
またね。
いつも食べ物をお持ちですのね、月城さん。い 食べ物をお持ちですのね。月城さん。
Yeah. Itsumo tabemono. So always food. Let's see. Oh.
いつも食べ物をお持ちですのね。
Omochi desu no ne. Tsukishido-san. Oh, is that his last name? Let's see. This is Motsu. Yeah, so mochi, so this is the sort of like the noun form of it. And she's using the noun form because she's using des with it. So always having food, yeah, because motsu is to hold, so mochi would be like having or holding. And then it's being used as a descriptor to describe Tsukishido-san. Which is Moon and Castle. So his last name is Moon and Castle, and his first name is Snow Rabbit. Or in other words, Yukiko Tsukishido. So Tsukishido-san always has food, or itsumo tabemono wo omachi omotsu, yeah, mochi, yeah, omochi. Itsumo tabemono wo omochi desu no ne, Tsukishido-san.
いつも食べ物をお持ちですのね。月城さん。なんかいっぱい食べるからゆきとさん。いつも食べ物をお持ちですのね。月城さん。なんかいっぱい食べる。
Yes, so yes, nanka something ipai. Let's see, ipai, and then taberu to eat. So ipai, I think it's supposed to be always, so that's always something to eat. Yes. And then kata is the reasoning kata. So in other words, he's always eating something, I think it's saying. Let's see. So eat pie. Okay, I think this is being used. Let's see, is it maybe add verbally. Let's see. As much as, a lot, many. Oh, let's see. Explain the grammar of, yeah, epi has a lot of uses. Yeah, by the way, when you see in general in the dictionary this many definitions to a word, it's a sign that the issue is that the word does not translate one-to-one between English and Japanese very well at all, so that they have to constantly put many kind of related definitions to fully get the nuance of what epi actually means. You see, kareru, see, I think it was kareru, let's see. Kareru. Actually, kakaru. Yeah, you see it with kakaru and let's see, kakeru. Yes, kakeru and kakaru. Hey, you see it with that, with the number of with the number of definitions, because it doesn't translate that well. So eat pie, the nuance is one full of something, whatever that is. So filled with brimming, full to capacity. Adverb a lot, many, much. So many. So it can mean many, it can mean full of something. It can mean the entire, getting that full of meaning. So I think in this case it may be trying to mean many things, many things to eat. And the many is just describing the number of nanka of the things. Let's see. Or maybe it's as much as possible. Let's see, as much as possible. So he eats as much as possible. Eat pie taberu things. Yes, he eats as much as possible things. And then Yukito-san. Nankai ippai taberu kara Yukito-san.
いつも食べ物をお持ちですのね、月城さん。なんかいっぱい食べるから、ゆきとさん。健康でよろしいのでは？
健康でよろしいのでは？健康 health でよろしい good. So good, all right. So in other words, is he healthy and good? Like, all right? I think that's more of a rhetorical question in this sentence, though. Wait, isn't that good for your health? Oh, I get what's saying. This is the delineation day. So, in other words, in the context of just health, isn't that good? So, Kenko Yoroshi no de wa. And if I remember correctly, this type of health is healthy, strength, persistence, ease, peace. Okay. What type of health is Kenko? And in Japanese refers to physical or mental well-being, specifically the state of being free from illness or injury. It's a standard term used to describe a person's general health or condition, or the concept of health itself in both formal and casual contexts. Let's see. Kenko is more precise and formal term for medical health, physical fitness, and wellness. So, Kenko de Yoroshi no de wa. Kenko de Yoroshi no de wa.
月城さん、なんかいっぱい食べるからゆきとさん健康でよろしいのではねえ。おはよう。おはようリカちゃん。おはようございます。
ホームルーム始めるぞ。
おはようリカちゃん。おはようございます。
ホーム
ルーム始めるぞ。So, homeroom is beginning. Hajimeru to begin. Okay. Let's see. Oh. So, Seito tachi, your students, and then Terada, which is the teacher's name. So, Buddhist temple and rice field. Terada, okay. Homeroom hajimeru zo.
リカちゃん、おはようございます。
ホームルーム始めるぞ。全員出席だな。
See, Shige. Already forgotten it. Zain. All members. Oh yeah, so yeah, in is used for members, and then this kanji has an all kind of meaning to it, used in words like mataku, completely, and subete, all. So Zenin is so all members. Shuseki. Oh, wait. Shuseki. Attendance, presence, appearance. So this is from coming out, and this is seat, mat, occasion, place. Or coming out or appearance or appearing in their seats, aka attendance or presence. So shuseki. So Zenin shuseki dana. So all members present.
全員出席だな。ん
Seki bara. Seki barai. Seki barai, clearing one's throat. It's made from the kanji. Cough, seku, okay. Shiwa buku, okay. Seki, and then pay, clear out, prune, banish, dispose of. Harau, harai, barai. So seki barai. So cough clearing, okay. So seki barai, clearing one's throat. Sudo verb.
今日は転校生を紹介するぞ。
今日は転校生をlet's see, kosei. So sei is a student, usually, if remember, okay, life, genuine birth, okay, and then school, and then revolve. So revolve school student, in other words, a transfer student. Tenkosei, and then shokai suru. So shokai is introductions, presentations, showcase, referral, made from introduce and concern oneself with or jammed in. So introducing oneself, I guess, with. So shokai. So kyo wa tenkosei o shokai suru zo. So today, I'm going to introduce you to the transfer student. Kyo wa tenkosei o shokai. Okay. Kyo wa tenkosei o shokai suru zo. Kyo wa tenkosei o shokai suru zo.
今日は転校生を紹介するぞ。
So, 質問がありますか? Are there any questions? If there's no questions, we're gonna raid, so please stick around for that. Oh, let's see. The first raid is gonna be to Teach to Learn, who's currently working on the N3 Yankee deck. Okay, the second raid, we should go to A12 cat, 34 dog. Who's playing the Nintendo 64 GoldenEye 007, released in 1997. Okay. We're gonna raid Active, who's playing Star Citizens, as the last raid. So, 皆さん、お気をつけて。また明日。Goodbye, everyone. See you tomorrow.